My girlfriend asked for space and told me not to contact her. Then she went on vacation with her ex. My girlfriend, I need space. Don't contact me for a while. Then she posted photos of vacationing with her ex. I respected her wishes, changed the locks, and sold her car that was in my name. When she returned, her key didn't work, and her parking spot was empty. I suppose I should start from the beginning. It's still a sensitive topic. I'm not going to lie. About 3 weeks ago, my girlfriend Emily F. dropped a bombshell via text message. We had been together for almost 2 years, living together in my apartment for the past year. Things felt good, maybe a little distant lately, but nothing alarming. Or so I thought. The message came on a random Tuesday night. While I was preparing dinner, Emily wrote, "Things feel complicated, and I really need some space to think, to sort things out. Don't contact me for a while, please. I'll let you know when I'm ready." Ugh. A low blow. Space is never good. But okay. Trying to be the understanding boyfriend, I replied, "Okay, Emily, I understand. Take the time you need." I didn't hear anything else. Complete silence. But isn't that what she asked for, right? So I respected it. I cleaned the apartment for a couple of days. Confused, hurt, wondering what she meant by complicated. Work was a welcome distraction. Then Friday night came, bored, scrolling through Instagram, and there it was. A mutual friend had tagged Emily in a post. Photos, bright sunshine, beach, cocktails. Emily looking incredibly happy, arm in arm with Jordan M. Her ex, the one she swore was ancient history, with the caption, "Living our best life, island getaway, reunited." My blood froze. Space to think meant a tropical vacation with her ex-boyfriend. While asking me not to contact her, the pain transformed into something else. A cold, hard clarity. She didn't just want space. She wanted me out of the way while she tested her old relationship, keeping me as a backup plan in my own apartment, using my resources while explicitly telling me to leave her alone. Fine. You want space? You want no contact? Granted. The next morning, locks first. I called a locksmith, changed the deadbolt, and the door lock of my apartment cost about $250. Worth every penny, for peace of mind. Her key was now useless. The car. This requires context. About 6 months ago, Emily's old clunker finally died. She needed a reliable car for her job. Social media marketing, lots of client meetings, apparently. But her credit wasn't very good. I agreed to help. I bought a Mazda CX-5, used but quite decent, around $18,000. Crucially, the loan, title, and insurance are all exclusively in my name. The understanding was that she would make payments to me, which she mostly did, and that it would be her car to use, but legally it was 100% mine. I never added her to the title or insurance. She treated it as hers. She decorated it with fuzzy dice, the usual. I took the spare key I always kept, drove to a trusted nearby dealership that buys used cars, briefly explained the situation. I need to sell it. I am the registered owner. They gave it a quick look. They offered a fair initial market estimate, around $1,600, pending a full inspection and title verification. I agreed to proceed. Signed the initial paperwork to start the process. They said it would take a few business days to complete the inspection, finalize the offer, and handle the title transfer. I left the car there, took an Uber back. Her assigned parking spot in the apartment complex empty. Her things? I hadn't touched them yet. They're still in the spare bedroom closet. I'm not throwing them out. That would feel petty. But she wasn't going to get back into my apartment without talking to me, which she specifically asked me not to do. I felt strangely calm, like performing necessary surgery. Hurt? Yes, deeply. I felt like a complete idiot. But anger wasn't the main driver. It was logic. She requested space and no contact. She demonstrated that the relationship was over by going on vacation with her ex. I was simply respecting her request and protecting my assets and home. Now I wait. According to Instagram, the best life vacation lasts another week. Let's see what happens when she returns and her key doesn't work. Update 1. Well, she's back. Show happened last Tuesday at 9 p.m. I, Ryan, was watching some TV, trying to ignore the knot in my stomach. I heard keys jingling outside the door. Then the sound of a key in the lock. Silence. More scraping, now frantic. Then knocking. Knock, knock, knock. Ryan, what's going on? Open the door. Emily's voice, annoyed. Not yet. Scared. I took a deep breath. Opened the door. Just a crack. Kept the chain on. There she was, with her suitcase beside her, tanned and annoyed. My key doesn't work. What happened to the lock? I changed it. Calm voice. Level blinks. What? Why would you do that? You asked for space and no contact. Emily, I gave it to you permanently. What are you talking about? I just needed some time. You can't just lock me out. I saw the vacation photos with Jordan. Looks like you've already sorted things out. Her face went from annoyed to furious with a flash of short panic. Emily, that was just a trip. It didn't mean anything. We're friends. I raised an eyebrow. Friends who go on romantic island getaways while asking their current boyfriend for space. Understood. Ryan, don't be ridiculous, let me in. My things are in there. Where's my car? Her eyes drifted to the empty parking spot. Where is my car, Ryan? Arrogance radiated from her, the pure assumption that everything would still be waiting for her. First, it's my apartment. Second, it was never your car. It's my car, legally in my name, and I'm selling it now. It's at the dealership. Her jaw dropped. You're selling it? You can't do that. I paid for that car. You made payments toward its use, Emily. You didn't buy it. The title and loan are in my name. The selling process has begun. This is crazy. You're stealing from me. I'm going to call the police. She pulled out her phone. I just shrugged. Go ahead, call them. Explain that your ex-boyfriend changed the locks to his own apartment after you asked for no contact and went on vacation with another ex. Explain that he's selling his own car, titled and registered exclusively in his name. Let me know how that goes. She hesitated, phone halfway to her ear. Then her expression turned venomous. Emily, horrible person. You planned this. You planned a vacation with your ex and asked me for silence. I respected your wishes and faced the consequences. You have no right to keep me on hold in my own home. Suddenly, another voice. Her sister, Brooke F., must have been waiting in the car downstairs. She walked up the path. Brooke, what's going on? Emily, Ryan, why have you left her outside? Emily resorting to tears in front of her sister. He changed the locks. He's selling my car. He's kicking me out. Brooke turned against me. Are you kidding? After everything she's done for you, you just kick her out and sell her things? It's my apartment, Brooke, and it was my car. She asked for no contact and went on vacation with Jordan. Check her Instagram. We're done here. She needed space. You're supposed to support her, not punish her. Support her while she cheats on me? No thanks. She made her choice. Now she can live with it. Emily began demanding her things. Right now, at 9 sharp. How? Not tonight. Can you arrange a schedule to pick up your belongings? Text me a date and time. I'll have them packed by the door. You won't come past the foyer. You can't dictate I can. My apartment. My rules. Now you want no contact? This is the new contact arrangement. Text me the time. Goodbye. I closed the door, locked the deadbolt. My hands were shaking. Adrenaline, anger, residual pain, but mostly relief. It was over. The confrontation was over for now. I heard them outside for another 5 minutes. Emily yelling, Brooke trying to calm her while probably fanning the flames. Then they left. A few hours later, I received a message, not from Emily, but from Brooklyn's phone. Brooke's text. Emily needs her things tomorrow at 10 sharp. Be ready. No, please. No, thank you. Just pure demand. I replied, fine. I spent the next few hours packing up stuffed clothing. Toiletries, books, knickknacks, everything I could find. Piled it all near the door. It was cathartic. The dealership called later that week, maybe Thursday. Said the inspection was done. Final offer was firm at $16,350. Small adjustment for tire wear. I went there Friday afternoon, signed the final title transfer documents, and was handed the check. I deposited it immediately. Felt like I was closing an expensive and emotionally draining chapter. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Collection day. Expecting more drama. Update 2. The last week has been something else. The entitlement levels keep rising. It's almost impressive. The collection at 10 sharp. Wednesday, as scheduled in the previous update. Knock on the door. It wasn't Emily. It was Brooke and her mother, Karen. Emily was waiting in the car, apparently too upset to face me. Sure. Karen immediately started, tears in her eyes. Crocodile tears, I suspect. Karen. Ryan, how could you do this to her? What'd you do? After 2 years? She loves you. Apparently not enough to avoid going on vacation with her ex while asking me for space. Karen, it was a mistake. She was confused. You should forgive her. And selling her car? That was cruel. She needs it for work. It was my car, Karen. Legally mine. And her confusion led her to betray our relationship. Actions have consequences. The car is sold. Opens door. More to show the boxes stacked in the foyer. Here are her things. Take it all. Make sure you take it all because this is the only chance. Karen sneering. We need to check the closets, the bathroom. You can't just give what's in the foyer. I packed everything I could find. You won't be coming further into my apartment. Don't be irrational, Ryan. And if I forgot something, then that's too bad. You can stay here. I'll stay here. Take the boxes. That's the deal. Clearly, they wanted to push their way in. Maybe argue more. Maybe find something valuable of Emily's they could claim I was keeping. Not going to happen. They muttered under their breath. But they started loading boxes. It took them 3 trips. Meanwhile, Karen went on with a monologue about how insensitive I was, how Emily was devastated, how I owed her compensation for the car. I just stood there, didn't respond much, repeated it was my car, and she was going like a broken record. The financial demands and the smear campaign. Once they left, the messages began now, mainly from Emily, alternating between tearful apologies, I miss you, I made a huge mistake, take me back, and furious demands. You owe me for the car. That was my money. I'll take you to small claims court. I ignored the emotional messages for the demands. I sent one, Emily. The car was legally mine. The title, the loan, the insurance, all in my name. Your contributions were toward use during the period you used it. Consider it as rent. No further discussion. Then I blocked her number. Blocked Brooke, blocked Karen, but it didn't stop. Suddenly, some mutual friends started contacting me, people I knew mostly through Emily. Their tone was accusatory. Dude, I heard what you did to Emily. That was pretty cold selling her car like that. They were clearly being told a convenient story, painting me as the villain who kicked her out and took her car out of spite. Conveniently leaving out the part about the vacation with Jordan, I'm sure. I briefly explained the situation, her text, the vacations with the ex, the car legally mine to a couple of them I thought might be reasonable. Mixed results. Some got it, others clearly bought her narrative. Whatever. People believe what they want. A dirty attempt. Then came the call from my landlord's office yesterday. Apparently, they received an anonymous complaint about recent disturbances and loud arguments coming from the vicinity of my unit. They claimed there was shouting and concern about confrontations. My blood froze for 1 sec. This seemed calculated, trying to get me in trouble. Luckily, I have a good relationship with the building manager, explaining calmly. My ex-girlfriend, who lived here but wasn't on the lease, recently moved out after a breakup. There was a brief, loud argument outside my door when she discovered I changed the locks. After her request for no contact and subsequent action, her family was also here briefly for a supervised collection of her belongings. There have been no disturbances inside my unit, and she no longer lives here. The manager seemed understanding. Said they would note it, but unless there were more verifiable complaints or actual disturbances, it wouldn't go anywhere. I'm pretty sure it was Emily or Brooke trying to cause trouble. Low blow the X factor. Received a message request on Instagram from Jordan. Didn't even open it. Just deleted and blocked. I don't need or want to hear anything from him. Probably gloating or trying to stir things up. My response, honestly, all these entitlements and dirty tricks just solidify my decision. They don't make me feel guilty. They make me feel justified. This isn't just a mistake Emily made. It's who she is and who her enablers are. Brooke, Karen. The revenge isn't some grand plan. It's simply letting them crash against the wall of reality. Apartment secure. Lisa is just mine. The complaint didn't go anywhere. Car sold. Money in my account legally airtight. Her stuff gone, communication blocked on all channels. Any future attempt at contact, especially threats, will go straight to a lawyer for a cease and desist order. I already briefly consulted with one, just to be sure. They confirmed my position on the car and apartment is solid. The constant demands, the victim narrative, the attempt to mess with my housing is disappointing. Do they really think they can bully and manipulate their way back to the comfortable situation Emily ruined? Newsflash doesn't work that way. Now, I'm just focusing on cleaning up the emotional mess. It's hard to realize that the person you lived with and cared about is capable of this level of deception and entitlement, but better to know now. Final update. It's been about 2 months since Emily returned from her little space-finding trip with Jordan. Things have calmed down, mainly because I refused to engage with the drama after that last update. I wanted to share the final resolution. The smear campaign continued for a while. I lost some superficial mutual friends who bought Emily's story. Honestly, good riddance. Anyone who takes her side without hearing the full story isn't someone I need in my life. Anyway, my true friends, those who knew me before Emily, were supportive, listened to my version, saw the flagrant disregard, and backed me 100%. Emily apparently tried to escalate things legally. Sort of. I received a vaguely threatening letter from some cheap lawyer she probably had to scrape funds to pay, demanding $10,000 for the value of her contributions to the car and emotional distress. It was full of typos and legal nonsense. My response was to have the lawyer I consulted send a very formal and concise letter. It included copies of the car title, loan agreement, and insurance policy, all exclusively in my name. A reminder that her contributions are for use depreciation during the time she drove it, basically rent, and she actually owed money if calculated by mileage according to standard rates. A bluff, but it made the point. Copy of her original text. I need space. Don't contact me. Screenshots of the vacation photos with Jordan. Public post with timestamp. A warning that any further unfounded claims or harassment would result in me seeking legal fees and filing a restraining order based on her previous attempts to cause trouble with my landlord. Complete silence after that. Her cheap lawyer probably told her she had no case and dropped her. Paying for a real legal battle was never an option for her, especially without my financial support. I heard through the grapevine a friend who still has minimal contact with one of Emily's less intense friends. What happened after? Emily stayed with Brooke for a while, which apparently caused huge friction because Emily expected Brooke to basically finance her life, and didn't lift a finger. Shocking. Jordan predictably disappeared once the vacation ended and reality set in. He wasn't interested in supporting her or dealing with her drama long term. He had his fun trip, end of story. She apparently tried to emotionally blackmail her parents, Karen, for money, probably with some success, but they couldn't afford her former lifestyle indefinitely. Last I heard, she had to move back to her hometown, living with her parents again, apparently constantly complaining about how unfair life is and how I ruined everything for. Zero self-awareness, zero remorse. Just pure entitlement and victim mentality. The best part, the sweet, sweet sound of silence. No more demands, no more drama, no more Emily. My apartment feels like mine again. In fact, I painted the living room last weekend. Got rid of some of the furniture she chose to claim. The space feels good. The revenge wasn't loud or explosive. It was quiet and methodical. It was simply respecting her request for no contact and letting the logical consequences of her actions play out fully. She wanted space. She got an infinite amount of it. She prioritized a fling with her ex. She had to deal with the consequences alone. She took my support, car, and apartment for granted. She lost them as soon as she broke the trust upon which they were built, selling the car she thought was hers, the car that was her status symbol, while literally tanning with another guy. Yes, okay, that part really did feel satisfying, I'm not going to lie. I'm that empty parking spot when she returned Chef's kiss. That's the consequence, hitting hard and visibly. She didn't just lose a boyfriend, she lost the comfortable life she assumed was her right, funded by me. Did it cost me emotionally? Yes. It took time to process the betrayal, but I handled it logically. I protected myself and refused to be a doormat. She thought she could play games, keep me hanging. She miscalculated badly. She faced the inevitable direct consequences of her own choices and her arrogance. Couldn't protect her. That's the most satisfying outcome I could ask for. Good riddance. Emily, time to move on, really.